And we are back again with another epic episode of the LNR podcast. My name is SK, aka Uncle SK. I think by now,
snap. What happened there?
Askies.
Okay.
I think by now they know who I am. But yeah, aka Uncle SK. Okay.
But you ruined it. Come on.
I'm sorry.
But we mele.
Hey, I was waiting for it. I was like, today I'm gonna catch it.
Can I do it again?
Please.
And we are back again. And we are back again with another epic episode of the LNR podcast. My name is SK, aka Uncle SK.
Okay.
Danko.
So I actually saw someone who commented, the last episode with the gender-based violence. Yeah. And at the end of the comment, they were like, okay. I'm like,
you're catching
I like
on.
this guy.
Danko. Yeah, man. A big shout out to the people that follow our small podcast, our small platform. To those about subscribe, please subscribe. Yeah. We appreciate your support. We see that you view our episodes. We appreciate that. But I want you to subscribe, lab. So getting on to it. We have a lot to talk about today. Ladies, Ninja.
We're good. How are you? We haven't seen each other in a long time.
Yeah, but the bars.
Content.
Oh yes.
Yeah. We've been taking a break and it was a very good one, well deserved. I don't know.
Yeah, well it was. It gave us some time to deal with a lot of things.
And,
yes.
Yeah, hey, we are going.
Isako.
Yeah.
No, Isako.
Yeah. You know, for me, I think it's part of life, man. Sometimes I approach it in that way. Impilo can be there, and sometimes it's there, and I've accepted it.
Yeah.
It won't be as much as going to seem my pants who feel down, feel depressed, who feel stressed. It's not the nicest feeling, but it's life. It's life. That's how I take it. But yeah. Fifi, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm tired.
You're tired?
Yeah.
What's been happening?
Fatigue, like in Katele. Hey, I don't know. I'm just tired.
Rest, Buffeto, rest.
Is it the end year fatigue creeping in, or it's just...
Hey, guys, I feel like we're still a bit far from it.
But it's August, hey? Like, I feel like we're going to blink and we're in November and it's chai.
That's true.
Yeah, cool. I feel like it went I feel like January, February, March was very slow.
Yeah.
And then it was like April, May, June, July. And then we were August.
Yes.
And I feel like it's going to August, September, October, November.
Done.
And then
January.
Yeah.
And then 2025.
But generally, like the second half of the year always like goes by very fast.
Very fast, yeah?
Yeah. But yeah, it's all good. Simnandi. We have a lot to talk about today. The first thing that I want us to talk about, what do you guys think about Miss South Africa, Chidimma, Adiwele? It's
Adiwele.
Adi what?
Adi something.
Adechina.
Yes. What do you guys think about the whole thing here, Miss South Africa? Okay, for people about understand the story, just to give it a context, Nyan. Usisi ungenele Miss South Africa. Ubaba is Nigerian. Umama batu South African abanye bayiphikisa bathi she's Mozambican. How they got citizenship or why ukuthi bafike kanjani South Africa, we're not 100% sure, right? So I don't know, is she allowed to join Miss South Africa? Because mina I'm ngisendaweni ezithu. If both parents are not South Africans, then you are not South African. Even if you are born in South Africa. Sometimes umthetho siyagucula nje ushintsha sithi okay, because of favor thina ushintsha sithi okay, just because you were born in South Africa then you are South African. That's not the case. So I don't know what's your take, ladies.
Well, I've been following the story and I feel like Tina as South Africans nama double standards.
Sure.
There are so many people who are celebrities and are not South African in that way, if you're going to put it that way.
Sure.
Because apparently Vanessa Chichi is South African. She was born here. It's just that the parents are not from South Africa.
Yeah.
Trevor Noah's father's not South African.
Sure.
But we look at Trevor Noah as as South African. There's a rugby player, I forgot his name. He is also not South African. But because he is playing for the South African rugby team, it's okay. You know, I feel like as South Africans, we have double standards when it comes to that. You know, when it suits us, it's okay. We're going to embrace, you know, other African countries and nationalities. And then when it also doesn't suit us, it's like, no, abahambe.
But now, I think I stand to be corrected. If at least one parent should be South African,
okay,
then you can become South African. But if both parents are not South African, it's, let's say for instance you go to America, you're pregnant, then you give birth in America. Both parents, you are on vacation in America. You're not going to be an American just because
South African.
Because your parents were in America when you were born does not make you South African. That's the
American.
whole. Yes. But if your parents, maybe your father is Nigerian, your mother is South African, and they get married, your father obtains the citizenship, yes, South Africa. Then you are South African.
Okay.
The same story with Trevor Noah. Trevor Noah,
Mama is
South African.
Yeah.
So he becomes South African. But we are not saying Uguti, a person must be is only South African if both parents are South Africans. No. And also with the Vanessa thing, there's a clip ubabake bambuza ukuthi if you look at your daughter, if you wake up in the morning and look at your daughter, do you view her as South African or Nigerian? He said at the end he views her as Nigerian.
Yeah.
So and also I mean it's understandable why people would say she's not going to represent us. She was celebrating with the Nigerian family.
100%.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that's my view, because that's when the first thing when I saw the double standard of South Africans, when it's okay for other people that who we love, we can embrace and saying they're South African. But if you're going to put it like that, and I love the fact that you explained it like that, because a whole lot of people are still not understanding this whole nationality thing. But if you're going to put it to Guti, if I were to get married to a Nigerian guy, I'm South African, that does that automatically mean my child, who is now born in South Africa with a Nigerian father, is South African? So is that how we nationalize things?
So if your let's say for instance, I get married to a woman from Nigeria. She comes this side, I say, okay, I want to marry you. And then we decide to live in South Africa. We decide to obtain citizenship as a South African. I don't know if she's from Nigeria, then she's going to lose, or she's going to let go of the Nigerian citizenship, or she's going to have double citizenship. I don't know about that. But if we decide to be in South Africa at that stage, then we are both South Africans. You as my wife from Nigeria and me as a born South African, we are both South Africans now because we got married in South Africa and decide to take citizenship as a South Africa.
It's understandable when it comes to a guy, because normally it says the woman will leave their surname, you know.
But
what happens when I get married to a Nigerian guy as a South African woman?
Then you guys decide
and I still give birth in South Africa. Are we saying that the child that I give birth to is South African?
What citizenship are you taking?
I'm still South African. Whether I'm married to a Nigerian guy, but I live here, I'm still South African. And it's just that I've gotten married to a Nigerian guy,
and a Nigerian
who
guy
also has obtained a South African citizenship.
Then your child is South African.
Okay.
I think also like look at it from a perspective of, some people will say people get like a man married you for citizenship.
It happens.
Because that happens.
Yeah, well, that's a good explanation to say whether it's the guy or the woman. But you either or can obtain a citizenship from another country. And when your child is born, then they become South African.
And also story sababa Vanessa. Story sababa Vanessa. Kona lasna maloophole corner, because he says they came in 2010 in South Africa and got married to this woman, this South African woman, of which nakona gune loophole, because they other people are saying
we get to that.
Sure.
I'm particularly interested in your view.
Go ahead.
Is it still
sorry?
Cool. So what I wanted to know also, I didn't deeply follow the story, but from the highlight that I saw, what I wanted to find out also is, does she reside in South Africa? has she always lived in South Africa, or did she leave and go live in Mozambique or?
From the information that we have, she's been living in South Africa.
She's a South African. She was born here and she's been living here.
But they say Cape Town, others say Soweto, so there's a misunderstanding there as well. But yeah, even if it's Soweto or Cape Town, it doesn't really make sense. It's still South Africa. But apparently she's been in South Africa. But also, my thing is,
the loopholes you're talking about.
The loopholes. There are a lot of loopholes. Also, with other people from Africa, let's say from Nigeria, they get here. I mean, money talks. They are fake IDs. They are fake. There are people who says, I lost my identity to from other African countries. Just to obtain a citizenship. I mean, we know with the Home Affairs here there's a lot of corruption.
True.
And so it's tricky. Yeah. We don't know how the guy obtains Vanessa, how he obtains his citizenship. Was it through marriage or was it through Home Affairs? I
think I'll just give like my general feel of it, right? Because obviously we don't have the full story, right? All the facts and whatnot. Yeah. But I think that like let South Africans participate in Miss South Africa. That's what Miss South Africa is for, yes.
100%,
And there are so many things that you represent as Miss South Africa beyond just being beautiful and whatnot. There are courses that you're part of. You're an ambassador of this country. You have to go and represent us in other countries. You understand? So it's bigger than just being beautiful or just knowing how to model. You understand? So I feel like if there's other platforms, I guess, for because if you're not South African, right, and you win Miss South Africa, then that means you're going to represent us at Miss Universe, right? So now Miss Universe has two Mozambicans
or Nigerians,
that makes sense. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because now you have a Mozambican who's representing
Mozambique, and you have a Mozambican who's representing South Africa. You understand?
So it's a double chance or double win for Mozambicans or Nigerians.
Because at the same time, like now imagine if you have the second runner-up is Nigeria. And now the first princess is South African, who happens to be Nigerian.
You understand?
So Nigeria's like, we're winning.
Exactly.
In
either way. You know? Yeah. So for me, I think it's just that we would see there's opportunities for you elsewhere if you're not South African. But let's not take on people who are not South African and put them in the pageant just because you say you're South African.
And also, it's important for people for people to allow us to raise our views, because now we are being shut down or being silenced just because we are xenophobic. We are not xenophobic.
No.
It's okay to be a South African and say, this is what I want for my country. This is what I don't understand about this whole thing. This person knows to represent.
Yeah, but this has nothing to do. Also, like, my view has nothing to do with me disliking other nationalities. No, my view is just basically purely based on this situation and what I feel
your nationality
about the situation and my I
think also other South African countries are very quick, especially when it comes to South Africa. You know, when we voice out how, you know, with this whole thing, Abahambe thing, this is currently trending. They're quick to say we're being xenophobic about it. But it's actually true. We have a lot of people who are not South African, who are residing in the country, who are not documented, who are residing in the country illegally. And I also want to give a big shout out to the Minister of Arts and Culture. Gayton McKenzie is doing an incredible job with this. And I love how he just came into ministry and he grabbed the bull by the horns. You know,
hit the ground running.
He definitely did that. And I feel like if he wasn't the one who was like, no war, this Vanessa could have continued. I mean, she is. So I don't know, just to give you feedback. So South Africa is actually running a petition
Yeah.
So we all need to sign a petition if we feel like she needs to participate or not. Because when I actually read earlier on today, Miss South Africa has actually found her eligible to participate. Apparently, she met all the requirements, and they found her eligible to participate. And even Home Affairs have actually found that she is well documented and she is South African.
My view when it comes to that is that if she met all those things, if Home Affairs says she's a fully South African, then I mean no problem. Yes. It's fine. Yeah. It's fine. But also we need to look at other things. The conversations or the discussion does not end there. We need to go back also, because I can't be an American just because ngithole ama documents ngomgunyathi. You understand? I mean, it's easy. It's in South Africa. If you have money, you can get away with anything. You can get anything, documents. How did the father get his citizenship as a South Africa? First question. How did the mother get his citizenship as a South Africa if she's not a South African, if she's a Mozambican, as alleged by other people? But if she's 100% South African, I mean, go ahead, Vanessa. We're behind you.
Yeah, for me, I think if Home Affairs, because they are the ones that take in the documents and give out documents. So they know the requirements, and it's as far as it goes in terms of citizenship and whatnot. So yes, if it was because you started by saying Miss South Africa has found her eligible. Right? For me, if it was just Miss South Africa, then it would be like, I mean, Miss South Africa is it's a corporate, right? Miss South Africa is an organization, rather. Yes. Yeah. So their standards are independent. Yeah. So their standards are based on do you meet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but not necessarily in terms of citizenship and whatnot.
And the South African law,
But if Home Affairs has put a stamp on it, yes, we know that there's illegal documentation and but at the end of the day, they're the ones that decide.
Sure.
Because we would never know, you understand? And I'm sure when they do their research, they also, if it is a requirement for the parents, both parents to be South African or one to be South African or whatever, then they probably would have gone through those channels to verify, you would see she really is South African. So if they're saying she's South African, then
it's good.
Yeah.
Moving swiftly along. Yeah. Go ahead, Vanessa. If you're South African, go ahead. But we, as South Africans, we need to clean out our Home Affairs. We need to make sure that we follow all the rules,
Talking about
the laws.
that, so the petition that they're actually running for Vanessa, they're actually also running a petition for Gayton Mackenzie. They should actually swap roles with the Minister of Home Affairs. They feel like Gayton Mackenzie should actually be the Minister of Home Affairs.
No, South Africa now, we are too lenient when it comes to a lot of things. We are tippy-toeing when it comes. Xenophobic. But anyways, moving swiftly
we just need
along.
to get our house in order. Because there was this one thing, actually, it bothered me for a while. I think Anele on, if I'm not mistaken. And it's the breakfast show. She spoke about a rich man that came from a certain country into South Africa using what is it?
A jet,
or whatever.
And just lands.
And he just landed.
He just lands. Yeah.
Like he just landed. No documentation.
Nothing.
That's South Africa for you.
Yeah.
But I mean, if it doesn't end there. They're Chinese. Buga manje bekune illegal what?
The Libyans that were actually found at a military camp in Mpumalanga.
And they were there
and I feel like it's not like, it's just that whoever caught them shine a light on them. I just feel like the government knows about these things. Because they were there for months. They know exactly what's happening. It's just that our country is a movie.
So guys, people can come in with weapons and we wouldn't know. Like
you have your own landing military base, or you have your own landing where you land your plane. Because that guy that Anele was actually referring to, there was actually a document. It's on YouTube. And this guy comes in and out of the country. It's the same with the people who come in and out of the country and steal our mineral resources. For instance, like the gold. There are people who have money who are staying overseas who come into the country and they do whatever they do with our mineral resources and they out.
Sweet.
Okay.
Guys, drip. Lekau no Lebohang.
Indaba
Today.
zabantu.
You know what I like about Indaba Zabantu lezi, they give us or they open a conversation as much as see love and relationship podcast.
Yeah.
Lebohang no Lekau. It falls under the same thing there as Zamukhuluma ngayo. So it gives people something a relatable and a context. So I don't know who's gonna explain the story.
You explain the story. You know the story very well.
So there's a brand, a shoe brand, as he has Njenge Drip.
Yeah.
A proudly South African brand, Drip. A owner Lekau. Ebesazi ukuthi owner Lekau, ne? So Lekau shade no Lebohang, unkosikazi wakhe. Now it turns out, okay, a few months ago, Lekau is getting divorced. There were a lot of stories around him. So it turns out the wife wants to get divorced to Lekau. Lekau has been abusive to the wife, has been financially abusive to the wife. The wife fanda the Drip brand. Anganda lutu Lekau, sebenza the wife Lebohang. But now she's been sidelined according to her go interview abegana Madam Speaker. So she's not umntwana akayi esikolweni according to her. Umama ke
He's not paying school fees.
He's not paying school fees. Umamezala ka Lebohang has been living with Lebohang. Lebohang took her in even before it iba enkulu kangaka. So I saw also the behind the scene of that interview. Apparently they took 7 hours just to try and get to the interview because she was crying the whole time, right? So she's trying to get divorced to this guy. This guy is just duck and diving, right? And I don't know how you guys feel about nangu mchita wako. Uwosebenzayo, mchita wako akasebenzi. Do you fund a business like is it okay, or should these be lessons? Don't be a Bob the Builder. Because in my opinion, because if this is true, man, Lekau needs to do the right thing, man.
But then that's the thing, SK, about doing the right thing. Now I feel like it's her word or his word against hers, right?
Sure.
Because Njobu Osho, if it was me in a relationship with my partner, I probably would definitely do that. Give you money to fund your business, even if you're going to give me back my money. But I'm not even thinking of that at that time. I'm thinking we're in a relationship, we're building. So here you are, you're not working, you're a very ambitious person. I mean, you have this amazing business idea. I have the money, why not? But things that we need to learn from as young couples is that when we are building these things, let's document everything. Let's sign a contract.
But you never think about signing contract.
We don't think about it.
Because
we don't think about, because even must decide you want to marry me, right? It's like, let's do it. And yes, because our parents and everybody else in the community has been married in community of property, we never think about contracts, nuptial agreements, and we never think about sitting with a lawyer and let's find out what are we getting ourselves into. So I think that's high time we document everything that involves finance in a relationship. But and I'm going to give it to you. Let's sign a contract to go to show this business.
Boom.
It's either I'm partner or you pay me back my money.
I'm investing or something.
Are they married in community or property?
Probably.
I think so. I'm not.
Probably.
I'm not,
Okay. Because from what I got, the bit of what I got was that there are other businesses that they tried, that she funded, and they tried together, and now getting to Eat Drip. Obviously, like you thinking we were selling eggs.
Yeah.
She kind of picked up, but it wasn't really like, you know.
You're not sure about Drip.
You're not sure. You, like, yes, you're investing in it because it's a vision and you can see it, but you're not really sure what's like it's gonna, you know.
It's giving acrimony. Because right now,
Actually.
it's giving acrimony. Because right now, there's a whole lot of people of us who are divided. We're like, no, but she deserved half of the money, and people were like, no. She got tired. I understand she got tired because there were so many businesses that failed. It's just that one time when she decided, like, I'm done, then the battery hit. And the guy became a millionaire. So it's giving acrimony.
But I think Eat Drip, from what I'm getting, is that Eat Drip did pick up, they were still together, right? Yes, rocky, but they were still together. But the thing is, she's working, so she can't be fully vested in the business. Like, she can't publicly appear on every platform to promote this
be
thing,
part of it, basically.
So now, Tina, like, we see it as, from the public point of view, it's his business. You understand?
Yes, because it's the face most of the time.
So now, I think for me, that can be resolved. The business part of it, I'm guessing, unless if now mabazo yenzi settlement, then it would be, no, I'm taking the business yonke and whatnot. But if they are married in community of property, then
she deserves half.
It should be half. Not even she deserves. The law says she gets half. So she should get half. I think my issue is the abuse part of it.
I was about
also
to
the
say
emotional abuse as well that is involved.
I was really about to say, I feel like amadoda wana qiniso. Oh, sorry.
Most men.
Because, like you say, uyasebenza Fiona. She does not have time. The only thing she can bring to the table is money, you know, while you are busy marketing and ideas and all these presentations just so your business can take off. I feel like men, most men I want to. So when it comes to, because I feel like there's a lot of businesses, women finance behind closed doors, and we look like dripping like, no, Lekau did a great thing. But I feel like Lekau should have been honest from the word go and said, my wife and I. If it weren't for my wife, I wouldn't be here. And
also now he still has a chance, because now he's tarnishing the name Drip by not doing the right thing, because other people will look at Abuga Masnika acabangele yanto, because singabantu asithathi ngokufana into. A woman uzofilela or even a man afilele Lebohang, the wife, ati, I'm not going to buy these sneakers because this guy is abusing this woman.
Other than that, there are men who are going to be looking at the wife and be like, you see, this is why I don't want to get married, because women always ruin things for you. And that's not the case. We just don't know the real story where that she funded the business from the beginning.
I think my perspective is more like the financial parts in terms of like the shares with Drip and whatever. I think that can be resolved by my lawyers and a settlement and whatnot. But don't make my life difficult. And don't go on social media and start dragging my name. Because this lady is saying, guys, I'm not a social media person.
And
I'm not on social media platforms. And I've been quiet. And this guy's talking about how he owns social media and he can just say one thing and people will, respond and her name will be tarnished and whatnot. And he's been doing that for a long time. And now it's high time. She's also now telling her side of the story. So for me, I feel like it's the money and everything I want, but I think for you to have loved this person and married this person and this person have assisted you so much, for you to turn back and abuse them in this way in front of the public, knowing very well that they funded your business and you guys were working together. And now SK Magazine, when you are dating, like, would you invest and whatnot? I'm now thinking these people were married. Like, we are married. It's a different ballgame. When we married, I'm convinced that you and I are building something solid, But I also think there's a lot that you can tell from somebody's character, about somebody's character from the way that they treat their parents. I always say, Guti, when you like be mindful of how a guy treats their mother, because they'll never treat you any different.
True.
A lot of the times, unless if it's those situations where maybe she was abusive or like those, you know. But a lot of the times, like, look at how he treats his mother and know that is the standard, my dear. Like, it will not go above that. You understand? Because this person umzele, where now
totally of life,
you know, 20 years, 30 years, sekaphila impilo.
Yeah, you're right, because now apparently umama usenekufonela uLebohang.
Yes.
Now it drip is like drip in South Africa. It's like a big brand, but the mother still now, according to uLebohang, the mother still phones uLebohang.
I don't have electricity. You know, so that's what I'm saying. It's also like, be vigilant and mindful of those little things. How does this person talk to their parents? How do they approach things? Because I mean, even in the beginning, because she says so she has a property, like rooms, I think, or stuff, apartments or whatever, I'm not sure.
Rentals,
but rentals, yes. She has rentals. So Utsi, the mom used to stay
in a shack somewhere.
In a shack somewhere. So she spoke to him, asim keep and find a place, like Simfage, in one of the rental apartments that I have, you know. And that's exactly what they did. And for me, I think when I listen to her story and catch those little glimpses, I'm like, if this is true, then this is really a good woman who's really, really considerate. I mean,
even after so many are
in your businesses, even after you've done so much to her, she's still showing up. Even the way that I think she speaks about, like, she still says Uma, like she's not saying, when she says Uma Gaban, she's explaining, she's trying to explain for you to understand what she's saying. But she even says, like, she's still family now, like she's my son's grandmother, you know. So in the way that she speaks, if it is true, because it's still alleged, right? I look at her and I'm like, this is actually a good woman, you know? And it's so unfortunate that this guy is putting her through that.
Who Bob the Builder? We always constantly need to be considerate all the time. That's the thing. About us women all the time. But
you want to be in a relationship where you keep thinking, like, I think that's also another thing. Like, like what if what if we
but then anyways, I think this was follow a story but I mean, he still has a chance to abuyele at you want your divorce, this is what we're gonna do. But okay, settlement yetu, you take a certain percentage of the business, or you take the whatever, but discuss by husband owner in.
But that's the thing, like I think for me the disheartening thing is that the settlement has been there. Those things have been done. She has agreed to certain things. Like, now it's time to get on with it and just sign the divorce papers. And
it seems like
you know, like
hindering to a lot of things.
Anyways, injalo. Nangumbora shabanti
Next.
Sort. Mboro, Pastor Mboro. We know Pastor Mboro.
I don't know what's going on.
I feel like today we are that podcast. There's one podcast that I don't like.
Hey, that one. The yellow one.
Yes, I don't like that podcast. And I feel like today we are them. It's just that you haven't asked us who we've been smashing. But wow.
Don't hate that one.
No, I don't like that podcast.
Okay, in defense of them, okay, it's difficult sometimes to defend those guys. And he's very good in making sure that you feel very small as a small podcast.
I don't like that podcast.
Who watches that podcast? Who watches and for most of us, he's an inspiration in a podcast space.
Industry,
and we look at him, we're like, yes, this guy is doing very well, and we take learnings from him. But when he suppresses other people and make them feel small,
smash or pass, guys. Really?
But there's nothing
I don't
wrong.
know. I'm with El Tito on this one because wow.
Okay, no, that one.
I'm with El Tito.
Also,
I'm with El Tito.
Also
all day, every day.
Yeah.
So
El Tito naye
uthi I don't know anything.
El Tito uthi no soze. You're not gonna bully us.
Yeah.
As buzana bo smash or pass here. I have an artist and I'm here to ask them about relevant questions.
Yeah, we're not trying to be controversial.
Yeah, we're not trying to be.
Also, like, I think sometimes maybe it's like maybe people should also have like their own boundaries.
Yeah.
In a sense, like the same way that artists will say, "Mina mangiza ku gig, ngicela ibhodlela le whatever, ngiza nabami abayi-3,
Yeah.
those, right?
Yeah.
The same when you go to a podcast, guys, this is how far I'm willing to go.
Yeah.
But I took my time out of my schedule to come and sit here.
But also remember,
but I came here and I took my time as somebody who is influential, if I may put it like that, because I guess most people go on that podcast are influential. But I can't leave my house to come here and be asked, who am I smashing?
Another thing that we don't look is that other celebrities actually pay
to be there.
Yeah.
They
pay to be there. So I feel like when they pay to be here,
then you must give us choose.
This is what we are going to ask you, and this is what the content of the show is. But I feel like it's degrading, and to me, to women. I've watched a whole lot of women going into that podcast who've been asked ridiculous questions. I cannot be a brand as I am and you inviting me into a podcast and you going to ask me, so I hear you were dating Smansmang, did you smash? What does that have to do with you?
Yeah. No, from a woman's perspective, I understand where you're coming from. For me, I still watch the show. I still love the show. And I understand where you're coming from, because I feel the same way. I felt the same way when we was degrading podcast here. El Tito is doing very well for his show. He's getting all these people abangayi ku podcast and chill but isikhuluma ngayo kule show le. We're gonna beep it. We're gonna beep it out. Okay, Askisini.
He just not trend that you have.
No. I mean, the worst thing. Listen, the worst thing that they can say.
I said it. I don't like MacG.
Oh my goodness.
Listen to this.
Can make me train. I don't care.
I know, Guti. MacG might not talk about us, but there are people, the chillers. I'm a chiller. I love the show for various reasons, right? Maybe 80% of the time, I love and enjoy the show. It's hard to not like MacG for everything good that he has done. But the part of Guti, when you the only podcast that is flourishing in South Africa, it's not right. You don't like competition. Everyone that comes up and Abe. Remember what he did, what he was saying about Penwell. The same thing. You understand? Yeah. These people are trying to make a living. Like you when you started, right? I love the show, no problem, but I understand why someone else would hate the show.
He lost a chiller with me. He lost a chiller with me as well.
I tapped out because when it started, when you'd still go to people's houses as well. I think there was a shack at some point. And stuff. I used to watch back then, but I think after maybe 7 episodes, I was like,
I tapped out.
I think I didn't like the just when it comes to women, man, I felt like it was just degrading to an extent.
It really was.
And just I feel like he's one of those people who get away with asking anything, no matter how controversial.
Then it helps him instead of.
So it aids.
But me, anyways, I lost interest. Not only to the fact that it was degrading to women. But to the fact that a whole lot of people who went to the show would have to explain themselves after that. There's a whole lot of people who lost endorsements, a lot of people who lost their jobs because they had to now release certain statement and say, this is not actually what I meant. Things were taken out of context.
But playing devil's advocate, they sometimes these people are forced as much as by a back push you must say something about something. You are not forced to say things. There are a lot of guests abafikile lapho and they said, okay, I'm not comfortable talking about this. I'm not comfortable. But sometimes people feel the pressure. I need to say something that will give them juice.
It's kind of like for the numbers. And he may shy away from the fact they're just doing it for the numbers. It is actually about that.
Yeah, of course.
And I still stand with El Tito and I say, if Saul went to one day decide that he's not doing podcast and chill, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Hopefully it does not. But anyways, so today, because also another thing with our audience as well, is when we talk about izinto ezakhayo, only izinto ezakhayo, just from emoyeni, maybe let's say why men cheat, blah blah blah. Our audience ziba low.
Yeah.
But when we say we are talking about why men cheat, but we are putting in uLeroy ukutuchithela umihlane. Then as much as sizokhuluma ngokuthi why men cheat along that topic yamihlale no Leroy, then people will be like, okay, we're going to listen now because there's you understand, it's part of the game, I guess.
But are you that's the thing, like, are you playing a game or are you trying to, because like I feel like there's a for me, right, when you're on radio, or when I'm on the podcast, when I come on the podcast, or what, I feel like there's a greater purpose to why I'm here,
100.
right? So when I'm going to speak, I'm not going to speak because Ubanbani must like me. No, I'm giving my views, and with the intention that whatever it is that I shared will help someone out there. I don't think we do things like, personally, I don't do things haphazardly, you know. To a point where sometimes I pray about it. That when I go to that podcast and I speak, God help me that I speak things that will touch somebody out there. You know, because you're not just here, like you're not just showing up,
doing it for the sake of doing it.
Exactly. So I think that's where we also, like, as podcasts, like, you need to take a step back and say, why am I doing this? Am I doing this because I'm chasing views, or am I doing this because this podcast has a greater purpose? And that's that. And you stick to that. Not necessarily look at, okay, this is working. Yeah, I must massage people's feelings or whatever. The people that are relevant.
Yeah, because I feel like he lost his niche along the way.
Hey,
no, anyways, I don't care. You must come at me. It's fine.
Before, okay.
I'm kidding. Don't.
I think after, can we just maybe give it 2 seconds in the way, Pastor Mboro? So Pastor Mboro, because also it comes back. Comes back to what we are about. Indaba ye parenting, co-parenting nan.
Okay.
So Pastor Mboro went to the school ayolanda abazukulu bakhe. So going back kancane, umama wandlula emhlabeni. Abantwana bebahlala nobaba.
Umama, whose mama is
mama of the children. So Mboro,
the relation to Mboro, I think. Yeah.
So there are 2 kids. Mboro to these kids umkhulu.
Okay.
Indodana ya Mboro ubaba lengane. So mama lengane washona. So makashona lo mama washiya ingane beyisahlala ngathi no baba leka Mboro. So ugogo wayithatha. Yeah, ngithi babathatha after sekashonile. Ugogo from the maternal side wathatha ingane. Apparently that's how the story seemed to go. After the mama passed. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know ukuthi kuze kanjani uMboro sebayolanda ingane manje from the school. So ufika with the bodyguard carrying a firearm. Mboro eskolweni. Ingane they 6 and 8 or something, somewhere there, 6 years bancane, they young. Mboro ufika no celemba nithini ephanga.
Yeah.
Sikaza kwasani ndoda ufuna ukuthatha ingane bayithatha ingane ngengane kuyaliwa abothishela no musana ukuthatha ingane hey ibhamu ngapha uMboro ufuna ukubasika ngapha wenza zonke lezi zinto.
It's the theatrics for me. Wow, you should do acting. It's the theatrics for me. So, love it.
So bagcine bakhona ubathatha abantwana, they're outside, there's a community involved, kwenzakalani, and then bahambe. Okay, the video ebengibona, I think mhlambe sizoyifaka if we get a chance. Kuhanjiweke. Now the community is angry. Why would you come with guns at school? Why would you come with pangas at school? Now people are angry. People are arrested, including I think at first Mboro bebangambophi babopha lo kunalomfana bekabalwisa lapha egedini. I don't know how kuthi related kanjani or is just part of the community. Uyabalwisa uthi hey kwenzakalani sekafuna ukushaya lo mfana, so Mboro uyahamba evula icala ukuthi this is intimidation. Uvulela lo mfana lo yabe balwa naye ngaphandle. Now Mboro, people are upset now because Mboro is just wandering around, akaboshwa yena, but uthela umfana athi uyovulela uMboro icala ukuthi lo beyafuna ukungigwaza ngephanga, babopha yena lo mfana. Uthisha lo gogo. Yeah, so I don't know the whole, because the video has musibamba lapana lapha.
Yeah.
Now people bebanga jablanga. I think yesterday they went and burnt isonto la Mboro and stuff. So I don't know. Namhlanje ba appear a court.
I think it was the kids. I saw that it was actually the primary school kids
that burnt.
Who actually burnt.
Yeah, there were a bunch of kids. About she said the church, and
because apparently what they had said, I watched a very short clip where they said that they've been to the police station several times to actually complain about him, but SAPS did not come to their aid, and they decided to take the matter into their own hands.
Sure. So I don't know what you guys feel about Fundis Bay too, because I want to take it there. Fundisi, and as the congregants, Siba supporter even when we see Uti Benz in Desirung, because outside the court there were people from Isonto supporting Mboro. Fundiswe to Nanan. And what do you guys think about Fundisi and their status? What Ubanlo was a Zambia noma kuphi? Major one, Uban. Bushiri. It was Bushiri namaskele.
Yes.
Kwaba unanje Mboro
namaskele. Was the one with the Holy Tabernacle. One was sexually abusing
women.
Who was that? TD Jakes. Is it TD Jakes or TB Joshua?
TB Joshua, yes.
TB Jakes, I'm sorry.
Kwaba khona nalo ubani konje? Omotoso.
Yeah,
so how do you guys feel about Abafundisi and the image that they portray to us? Just quick nyana, just 2 minutes. Nothing.
I've been Catholic my entire life.
Yeah.
And to me, because I'm being indoctrinated like that.
Yeah.
Those are the only pastors that I see.
You recognize
and I know there are issues with them and Rome and molesting boys and.
Yeah.
I'm just saying there's a whole lot of things that's happening about pastors, For me, SK owami nje ukuthi ngiziyele esontweni ngiyele lento engiyelayo ngiphume ngihambe. I even if you are there as a pastor and you're giving an amazing sermon, to me, at the end of the day, I look at you as you're a human being. And I'd never look past of the things that you do because you are a human being.
Sure. The funny part that he, I think we laughed about, me and my partner.
It's a good thing you didn't say your wife. What happened? Normally you say me and my wife.
But he was saying that peskolweni. Wena uthi wena ngakuthandazela wena ukhochalile wena ugula wena ngakuthandazela wena. I'm like phinde chonyelwane ngomthandazo kanti kwenzakalani? What's happening?
Hence I go to say that we're human.
Yeah,
and we forget that these people are human
as well.
Yeah, because I know Pastor Makam. You know how Wanaka
Wanaka
he's human. At the end of the day, he's a man. He's a man.
Yeah. Fifi, talk to me.
Yeah, I think I agree. I agree to Oguti, like they're also human beings.
Yeah.
And I think that sometimes we look at them through lenses of perfection.
Yeah.
They are human beings who are called to serve God by bringing the word to us, you know. I just think that I think a lot of these, some churches are a cult.
Yeah.
Like you are. I've watched a couple of people who have been like in cults and whatnot, and usually it's you come to church and everything's fine, seems rosy, seems okay, right? Sure. And as time goes on, it's instilled in you to fear this person.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Right. Yes. So what ends up happening is that people now see you as God.
Oh, yes.
Or see you as, you know, like they see you as like this supreme human being that we need to, and a lot of the times, like they'll say things like, if you don't do this, then this will happen to you.
If you touch me, you touch the hand of God. Yes.
Johnny.
Just stop preaching.
Yes.
You know? But I feel like a lot of these churches are not a true reflection of what Christ intended the church to be, really. And I think it's so unfortunate because they taint
the whole God thing. Yes.
Yeah, whole Christianity.
But yes, you're right. Uguti now it taints a whole lot of things and it nullifies the good work that is there, right? So
and that is done by other pastors
who are genuine, right? So for instance, like now, if we would go to a crusade, let's say Gumanj, right? Yeah. And a pastor prays for someone and they genuinely stand up from their wheelchair. Like a lot of people will look at that as us.
Because we've seen a lot of those.
Yes, but the thing is,
same time. No. I think it's a different one.
Who rose from the dead.
Same time.
But also with not just that, there was a lady who was interviewed at Ukhoze FM who actually used to work for TB Joshua, and she went on and said these people were actually bought. Like you'd have ushers going into that very same person usesiwe story vele uthengiwe uyazisiwe ukuthi kumele aqhuleke makafika lapha.
But that's what I'm saying, that it happens and a lot of those things are cults because it's theatrics in order for me to gain more members who are going to nigela or do whatever, who I can manipulate even further, right? But I feel like it's so unfortunate that it nullifies the work of God because miracles are there.
True.
You know, and it is possible for you to pray for someone and for them to be healed. It's genuinely possible, right? But manje, it's all a joke because there's these people that
ngicela sibambe le eyamihlala no Leroy.
Gore la seba today.
Kilapile ke ditaba tsa batho.
Gore ke bua Sotho shem. I'm Zulu mara la seba today.
Ayisho labaza abantu beni. Abazingeni if singakhuluma ukuthi why men cheat and women do it better. Why men cheat when women do it better? They don't watch our podcast.
Men and women are wired differently.
Hey, Fufu's favorite line. My goodness.
I love Fufu when she says that. I love Fufu when she says that. So
drive me up the wall.
No. So you should see their faces. They roll their eyes.
Drive me up the wall.
So Umihlale, we know the story of Mihlale and Leroy.
No, I don't as well.
Yeah. We don't know.
No.
You've never heard it.
Any
story?
I just saw the
images.
images.
No, we just know Mihlale and Leroy.
Yeah. So, I just saw the images.
So previously, bebahlukene baphinde babuyelana. You know, Leroy was married to Mrs. Jane.
Mary Jane.
Yeah.
So babuyelana apparently recent.
Mary Jane.
Umihlale no.
Leroy.
Oh. So manje sibona 72 missed calls ku Leroy. Umihlale apparently posted something on the we don't care. Okay, so Leroy, no, this thing gives us context on relationships because we, as personally, or Tina, we don't really talk about our own relationships in most cases because of sabotis or charge, or because I think there's a lot of things that I can say, and then this nigga something to talk about. Hey, bagbangenza so hey, but anyways, so Leroy now umihlale wa poster what thank you my angel at Leroy. So people were like umshayile, she had bruises nanani.
When she said thank you, what was she referring to?
I don't know, but people were like Leroy umshayile. Yeah, umthekile. So it was.
Wait.
I'm
so
trying to figure.
Hold on. So
she,
because I saw the images that she posted, I just didn't read what she
What
had
are the
said.
images?
Yeah.
She had a bruise and a cut on her forehead and on her lip.
Yes.
Upper lip. So I didn't see that she had tagged Leroy.
Yes.
So when she
on
did
that same picture,
on the same picture,
yes,
and soon deleted it after that.
Yeah.
So are you guys saying that she had tagged him rather, just to say Leroy Sidambi?
Yeah.
Thank you for umshai.
So people azange achaze into eziningi, but people assumed ukuthi uLeroy so here's the story type thing. That's the tag. It's on the story.
Yeah.
So that is just an image.
Yeah.
Yabona uthini?
Thank you at Leroy.
Yes. So people assumed ukuthi kena uLeroy uyomfakela ama bruises, right? And then they were attacking Leroy. Some other people were like, no, lo muntu akashaywa ngalo. Oh, kwenza lo. So Leroy came back with a statement and he was like, no, azange mshaya lo muntu. Uye ofiki ungifonele 72 times. 75 times I think. Yes. Then she came to my place accusing me of cheating. Asazi noma bekachita ngamampela phela ngithi uyamazi Leroy. Yeah. So wangena wathatha umenze ekishini wafuna ukugwaza ulankhunjana. Wafuna ukugwaza Leroy. So Leroy was according to him. He was protecting himself from Pusha. Washayisa somewhere. Then that's the whole story. So my question around lapho masithatha from leso story. Because asazi ukuthi sikhona ubani manje. If someone is cheating on you, what should you do? Athi ngicale lapho. Are you allowed to go now and attack that person, confront that person? What would you do if you found out that someone was cheating on you, not answering your calls as a woman?
It's different. SK, we all react differently to things, you know.
Sure.
Knowing me, I wouldn't drive there and go and attack you. No, I wouldn't waste my time. But there are women who are, you know, when you're aggravated, they will be like, listen, I'm going to go there. I want to find out who the woman is. Yeah. And. In fact, I think it's angas.
Yeah. Because that's another thing.
Yeah. Actually, I just had a flashback where once upon in my life, I broke someone's window because of that. So actually, now that because they might just watch this episode and be like, hey, whoa.
A car.
No. It was a house window.
Oh, yeah.
Back, way back then. I think it was 7 to 8 years ago.
Yeah.
I understand how I'm reacting to it because I got a call and this person just said I'm not gonna be home. I'm like,
you
just had a car accident. How are you not home right now?
Whatnot. Yeah.
And for some reason, I still even say today, like my car drove itself there.
Yeah,
because for some reason I was at work and next thing being up high with the baseball bat and I hit the window.
She gangster like that.
Gangster like
Been
that.
telling you, she
okay, it was my brother's. I don't know why my brother decided to put a baseball bat the boot of the car, but I remember it was there. But because we slima, like I'm calling you, I can hear voices inside.
Yeah.
You're not answering your phone. Where are you? You know, because I don't even buy the text messages you just sent me.
Yeah.
I got to see the woman inside and I left.
Eish.
So
you might never know.
Yeah, let me not say never. You know, I'm older, I'm wiser now, probably do it, but I did do it back then.
Yeah. Sure. Wenzani bakushithela aba-aunts bakwenza isithatla bakwenza isilima, what do? You leave. Yo yazi kulento ishoyo ne, sometimes it also depends ukuthi ikuthole ukuphi wenzani
and how you feeling and where you at in the relationship, because like I was saying, this person just recently had a car accident, SK. I was up and down making sure this person is okay, you're well taken care of, mad, you don't have a car, I'm driving you to the doctor, I'm like in lunch and the next thing I know, you're in the house that I come to with another woman. Of course I lost it.
Sure. Your anger is you understand ngaleso sikhathi but ungashaya abantu.
But
I
don't know.
you.
I don't know. Like I think like you started by saying we all react differently to different situations, but I don't see myself taking my car, going to someone's house to confront them.
But sometimes it's your closure though. You wanna
now. And that's another thing, guys. Like we always find out.
True.
Like somehow.
One other way or the other.
I might not even be going through your phone. I'm like, I don't understand what's ganjani. But we always find out.
Yes,
I would rather find out from a text or I will find out anyway. But for me, I don't think I have the capacity and the energy to go in. Because I'm sad. But I'm not gonna. I don't think.
Heta also said Nama could never do it, but I just like for some reason I was saying that and I had a flashback. It's like no, wait, you did something like that.
I also feel like a lot of the times, like I'm a like when you are. I feel like it's important to process your thoughts at whatever time. Think about the consequences. I know maybe it's not easy when you are in the heat of the moment, right? But you know that if I go there, I might do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm sad, I'll cry, and whatever the case might be. But now, in this situation, you're saying she had a knife, apparently.
Yeah. She grabbed the knife from the kitchen, tried to step. That's what Leroy says.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if it did happen, allegedly, this is what happened. But now, had she stabbed him, now you're going to jail. Your life is a mess. And like right now, I feel like
to Flabba?
For her, for her specifically, like, I'm not saying, Guti, if you are not an influencer, it's all right because no one knows about you or whatever. But for her, she's built a brand, over years. And a lot of people respected her for her work. I feel like now she has lost so many
followers.
And also, like, people who just genuinely, like, were
brand
for her.
Endorsements.
Because, like, this whole situation, it's just, I feel like it has just tarnished her name. And now it's even... going more down the drain. And if anything had happened to him, Kwazile or whatnot, where would she be?
Sure.
You know? So maybe the best thing to do in these kind of situations, just stay away and like
let go and let God.
Counsel yourself.
It's very difficult, Fiona, right?
Easier said than done.
Yeah, it's easier said than done, because I'm saying that right now, at my age, knowing what I know, I definitely wouldn't. But I remember 8 years ago, it was something that's very different. So hence I say we all react differently. I'm sure now you wahlala wathi no, I'm mihlale, I'm better than this, and then governor something was like no,
but that's the thing, like that's the thing. But hence I'm saying like try. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying whatnot, but look, even nokbuyela, even because you know that relationship is toxic. Yeah. Like we might be seeing this for the first time. It might have happened before. Yeah. I understand. Or there might have been signs or whatever. Like just don't put yourself in those situations in the first place. Or maybe you get into the relationship thinking this is love and it's hunky-dory and whatnot. But as soon as you see, maybe this is really not it, and it's really gonna take me down a different rabbit hole. I don't wanna go there.
Yeah.
You stop. Yeah.
Sesivala. Umamkhoni Chume.
Oh man.
R.I.P. to Mamkhoni.
Very sad.
That was sad.
Very sad. Unexpected.
It's always I don't know Mfethu. Yazi, the people abadlala TV, it always feels like we've known them or they are part of the family, part of us. Hey,
I was about to say that she feels like a mom, like she feels feels like a grandma,
mom.
Like she's always been like in our houses.
It's something that I said earlier today, also at work, is like when your work speaks for you. Then when you pass on it, like it really has an impact in our lives because of the amazing work that she did. I think it was 2 weeks ago I was watching an episode she did on Black Conversations. I saw her out of her comfort zone. I saw her as Connie versus when she's playing a role, and I was like, I love how she's so well spoken and how she's poised, and she doesn't even look a day over 72. And so good, it was shocking for me when I read that statement yesterday. I was like, this is sad.
Hi, kunzima. So asizinayekeleni nasendleleni because we lost abo malume Vector nini kwenzakalani asithandazeni. Let's pray for I don't
wanna
know.
Pray now.
No, we're gonna
Why
pray.
Why are you looking at me? That's every time.
Happy Women's Month, everybody.
My eyes.
Yeah, you wanted to close your eyes.
I closed my eyes because I thought you were gonna pray.
Every time they say prayer, he always looks at me. I'm like,
yeah, I think we should start everything that we do.
Even the other, no, do you know that he put me on a spot? We were at an event. Oh, actually, gift aptitude Atilia.
Yes.
He was launching his store.
Beautiful.
When was it? On Friday.
Yes.
On Friday. Oh my God, it was so nice. But then he's like, then he looks at me. I'm like,
but that was beautiful. I felt we need to open. I felt we needed to open that place Mtandas, and there was, in my opinion, there was no one else.
And so did she pray?
Don't hurt. Beautifully so.
Is it?
Beautiful. I think that place.
But my eyes were already closed, and you guys were supposed to just go at it.
But it has been the LNR podcast. It has been the LNR podcast. It's on Mboro next week. Thank you. Bye bye.